Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might be the most hated MVP the NBA has seen in years. They call him a flopper, a free throw merchant, a foul baiter who plays unethical basketball. Some fans even call him the most boring superstar in the NBA. Coaches complain about him, players complain about him, and every single game, social media explodes with people saying the same thing. SGA gets every whistle. But is that actually true? Is Shai really ruining basketball? Or is he simply smarter than everyone else in the league? Because when you really study his game, you realize something very important. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not dominating because he's the fastest player in basketball. He's not dominating because he's insanely athletic like prime LeBron or Giannis. And he's definitely not dominating because he shoots deep threes every possession like Stephen Curry. He dominates because of skill, timing, patience, angles, footwork, body control, and one specific ability that almost nobody in NBA history has mastered the way he has: deceleration. And today, we're going to talk about why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander became one of the most unstoppable scorers in the NBA, and why so many people absolutely hate watching him play. When the Clippers traded Shai to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Paul George deal, almost everybody thought the Clippers won the trade easily. They got Paul George, they got Kawhi Leonard, they looked like instant championship favorites. Meanwhile, OKC got draft picks and a skinny young guard with potential. Nobody expected Shai to become this. Nobody expected multiple MVPs. Nobody expected him to break scoring records. Nobody expected him to become the face of one of the best teams in basketball. But slowly, everything changed. Under Chris Paul's leadership, Shai learned how to control the pace of a game. In his first season with OKC, he averaged around 19 points per game. Good numbers, but nothing crazy. Then, Chris Paul left, and suddenly the Thunder became Shai's team. OKC was rebuilding, they were losing games, players were constantly coming and going, but one thing stayed consistent every single season. Shai kept improving. Every year he got better scorer, better passer, better defender, better decision maker. And eventually, he exploded into superstardom. In 2023, Shai averaged over 31 points per game, one of the highest marks in the entire NBA. But what made it interesting was how he scored those points. Unlike most modern superstars, Shai wasn't relying on three-pointers. Only a small percentage of his scoring came from beyond the arc. Instead, he completely dominated the mid-range and the paint. He led the NBA in drives to the basket by a massive margin. Every game he was attacking defenders over and over again. But despite leading the league in drives, he still wasn't leading the NBA in free throw attempts. That's important because people today act like Shai only scores because of free throws. But statistically, that's not true at all. Even during his highest scoring seasons, players like Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo were still attempting more free throws than him. So why did everybody suddenly start calling him a free throw merchant? The answer is simple: winning. When OKC was a rebuilding team, nobody cared. Nobody paid attention to a young star scoring points on a losing team. But once the Thunder started winning games, once Shai entered MVP conversations, and once OKC became a serious playoff team, everything changed. Now every game was on national television. Every playoff series brought more attention. And suddenly, fans started noticing every whistle he got. Every bump, every fall, every foul call. And once social media grabs onto a narrative, it spreads everywhere. Now, every time Shai goes to the free throw line, people start booing, fans complain online, analysts argue about officiating, opposing players get frustrated. But the funny thing is, Shai didn't suddenly change his playstyle. He was always playing this way. The only difference is now people are finally watching him.
Craziest part is, most defenders already know what Shai wants to do. They know he wants to slow down. They know he wants contact. They know he wants that mid-range pull-up. But even after knowing all of that, they still can't stop him. That's what makes elite scorers different from normal stars. Everybody knows the move is coming, but it still works. And that's exactly where the frustration starts. Because fans don't just hate losing, they hate feeling helpless. Show multiple clips of defenders sliding backwards while Shai suddenly stops for mid-range jumpers. Use slow motion. Zoom into defenders losing balance. Then say, look at the separation he creates here. This isn't explosive athleticism. This is pure control. Most players lose balance while stopping this hard. Shai somehow stays perfectly stable. And once defenders are off balance, the possession is basically over. Add after the free throw merchant section. Now, to be fair,
Some possessions really do look ugly. There are moments where Shai jumps into defenders, moments where he throws his head back, moments where fans watching at home immediately scream, "Bro, that's not a foul!" And honestly, sometimes they're right. But here's the problem defenders face. If referees are calling those fouls consistently, why would Shai stop doing it? From his perspective, that's free points. That's smart basketball. And almost every all-time great scorer has taken advantage of the rules in some way. Michael Jordan mastered pump fakes. Kobe mastered footwork. Harden mastered foul baiting. Steph mastered off-ball movement. And Shai? He mastered pace and balance. Show Harden foul clips. Show Trae Young clips. Show Embiid drawing fouls. Then transition back to Shai. Narration: the difference is, Shai is the newest superstar on top, and fans always hate the player dominating their team. Add ending section.